So let's talk about protein. How much do you need and why is it important to build the body that you want? So first, the average person needs about 1 gram of protein per pound of goal body weight. So if you weigh, let's say 160 and you want to weigh 140, you would need about 140 grams of protein a day. We do not need protein for body fat, so that's why we kind of estimate it that way. So think of calories. When you're consuming a certain amount of calories, you'll lose body fat, right? So if calories determine how much body fat you lose, protein determines what you look like when you get there, right? When you lose the body fat, what do you look like? What shape does your body have? Protein determines that shape. Because for most of us, we want to lose the body fat, but we don't want to just be a smaller, still soft version of ourselves. We want shape to the body, right? We want muscle definition. And so the goal is to lose body fat, but still maintain as much muscle as we can, or if you're strength training, even build some muscle. A lot of that comes down to the amount of protein that we have. Now, protein is not just meant for building muscles though. It does build and repair muscle and bone, but also the building blocks of protein are amino acids, and they make enzymes and hormones. It's important at a very cellular level for so many processes within our body. Protein is extremely important and really overlooked or just thought of for muscle growth, but that isn't the case. A couple other benefits is protein's amazing because it will help you feel full for longer, which is great because a lot of carbs we eat, we're still hungry 30 minutes later, but protein will keep us full longer. You also burn more calories digesting protein. So it's a great thing to be able to add into your meal. I try to have protein around every 3 to 4 hours. Now let's talk about protein post-workout specifically. When I first started, I did not understand that muscles weren't built in a gym. I thought if I lift weights and strength train, my muscles will grow back bigger and stronger, but it isn't quite how it works. When you're strength training, you're breaking and tearing the muscles apart. They do not grow back bigger and stronger when you're weight training. They're just torn and broken. So you need proper sleep and recovery, enough calories, but most importantly, that protein to be able to build them back bigger and stronger. And with the right strength program, right, then they'll come back even larger. You'll be able to, get the shape of the body that you would like. So it is definitely important that we have enough in combination with the right program and the right amount of calories and protein. So for me, when I first started, I didn't understand the quality of protein. I had protein just from a specific store that was pretty crappy. I didn't understand quality, and I didn't even have the right type of protein post-workout. And after a year, yes, a year of lifting, I remember asking a fellow trainer, why am I not seeing any change? Like, I'm still skinny, I'm not seeing the results that I want, what am I doing wrong? And he said, well, how much protein are you having a day? And I was at like 70 grams, which is nowhere near how much I needed. But I'm also drinking these little kind of crappy protein shakes because I didn't know any better and it was on sale, which was always a big deal to me. So then I decided, okay, I need to really understand the quality of protein and the different types because you only know what you know, and that's okay. So as I did a little bit of research, found a supplement line that I really liked that I've now used for 4 years. So I'd like to share with you guys what I'm using because it's helped me not only feel better, move better, but it's also built my body. So I use their multivitamins, their digestive enzymes, magnesium. I use a lot of products just because to me health is important. But on this, I want to focus just on the protein side of it because that's what's going to help you get stronger. So after I lift, I have a protein shake plus a carb source. Now, to me, quality is important. And so I found a protein shake. I had had many in the past that upset my stomach, that bloated me, and I didn't like the taste, or I don't like how thick they are. I just can't handle a thick shake after lifting. I don't know how you are. So for me, when I found Formula One, it was a hit because it's a little bit thinner. Reminds me more of a Crystal Light. Personally, I just start with water, but you can add it to whatever you'd like. I love root beer, fruit punch, orange dreamsicle. Again, kind of like Crystal Light flavors, and also how thin it is. It's thin and it's an isolate. It's very fast digesting because there's virtually no carbs or fat. So it's great because it's a lower calorie, which makes it really nice also if you need a shake at the end of the day because you're short on protein grams. I don't know if you've done that like me. You'll get to the end of the day and you're like, crap, I'm at my calories for the day. I'm already over on carbs, but I'm way under on protein. So what am I supposed to eat? That's when the shake is ideal. And I'll have a second one sometimes because there's hardly any fat or carb grams. It's lower calorie and it's mostly just protein. So it's a great source to help get you that protein throughout the rest of the day. So just depending on kind of what you're looking for, right? Quality is really important because you have to understand that protein can be denatured. So the analogy that kind of helped me was think of a grill. If we cook chicken on a grill, it's a high temperature and very fast, right? A piece of chicken cooks what, 10, 15 minutes. And when you eat it, it's delicious, don't get me wrong, but it's definitely a tougher texture. I have to use a knife to cut it. Now think of a crock pot. Low temperature, slow processed, maybe even 8 hours worth. You take that chicken out, it falls apart on the plate. Both are delicious chicken, but they are different. The one that is cooked at a high temperature and very quickly is more denatured, meaning you're not going to get the most out of it because you cooked a lot of the good helpful properties of the protein out. If I'm spending money and time on eating my protein, I want all of the benefits from getting all of the grams of protein, right? There's a little bit of denaturing that happens with everything that's cooked, but the slower and lower temperature is going to be less denatured, so you get more out of it. So that goes down to the quality of the protein. Generally, because it takes longer to process it, it's a little bit more expensive, but you're investing in getting a better protein. So what I use Formula One is a slow process, low temperature protein, and any protein you choose to use should say that on the bottle, which is really helpful. So how do I mix this together? How does it work? Why do I take a carb source post-workout also? So again, an analogy that helped me is think of driving a car. You drive it, let's say 8 hours from point A to B. When you get to point B, obviously you're almost out of gas. You're out of gas probably if you've driven that far, but you also have worn down on the tires. So you need to repair both. For the car to function optimally, both need to be taken care of. And so that's similar to our body once we exercise. It's been stressed. The high cortisol is up. Our body's broken from tearing muscles. We're out of energy. You use any energy you have. You feel a little bit dead after your workouts. That's all a good thing, but recovery is key. So you want a protein plus a correct carb source post-workout. I take Formula One and I mix it with half a scoop of Ignition. And I take that with water, you can add it to anything, around 30 to 45 minutes post-workout. So with that, the protein is basically what would repair the tires. The carb source, Ignition, is what's going to fill your car back up with gas. And that's the same for your body. You need to refill your body because when you exercised, strength trained, you used all the glycogen, a lot of it from your muscle and liver. That needs to be replenished. So Ignition is the perfect carb source for that. Now, on a good, better, best, you could have a piece of fruit, but that's fructose. It's not the same thing as what we need to do in replenishing the glycogen. So I love Ignition even more so because it's great for muscle soreness. If you are sore after a workout, which I am often, Ignition will help alleviate that a lot. And then, like I said, it replenishes that glycogen, so you're gonna feel better and recharge faster, which means I can then kick butt in the gym again the next day because recovery is extremely important. So those are why I combine the protein source with that carb source. And hopefully you'll see the same results that I have. I love being able to use both of those. Now, in addition to just post-workout, right, we need to hit our daily protein throughout the day, and sometimes that can be challenging. We obviously want that through as much whole foods as possible, which is why I always suggest my +1 theory. So if you're having 2 eggs in the morning, have 3. If you have 3 slices of turkey on your sandwich, have 4. Have a little bit more chicken at night. Things you're already cooking, you're familiar with, you know that you like. That will help increase that. I use supplements like protein shakes to help make up that gap. I have around 150 grams a day. I do not want to eat that much chicken and eggs. So I use level 1 protein. That is a little bit slightly higher calorie because there's a few more carbs and fats in it, which makes it a touch thicker. So it's great. I mix it with my chocolate peanut butter and almond milk shakes. I bake with it. I add it to pancakes. I add it to desserts I make. My kids get protein in everything because of that level 1. It's also great for mug cakes. Now, I realize we all have different needs and goals, and so we also have a vegan protein source, Vegan Power Pro, and also if you don't like sucralose and would prefer a stevia-based, we have Formula One natural with a couple flavors. So hopefully it covers everybody because I realize, like I said, we all need and like something different. We have different preferences. So hopefully this gives you just a little bit of understanding of why we need protein, the different types of proteins and what they do for our body, and then gives you a couple solutions of things. As you've seen, I've used them for 4 years. They've worked for me, which is why I now sell it and have a lot of my clients take the same things because they do. They make you feel better. And my goal as a coach is to get you to feel, move, and look healthier, stronger, better, all of those things. And hitting your protein every day is going to make a big difference.